Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. In this video I will show you the best items for the best amount of money in Hypixel skyblock. So what do I mean by that? I mean, like, there are some items that are better but they are expensive, and there are some items that are worse and they are less expensive. So I'm going to show you a few of the items that are most worth the money. So I'll show you every category of every item. So first we have swords. Swords are just your normal average weapon to use against mobs or farming mobs, and so you can use them against all mobs. Yeah, that's just a sword. The best swords in the game, beside dungeon swords, are the Pigment Sword, the Midas Sword, and the Aspect of the Dragon. I'm going to tell you how to get each and every one of those. So let's start with the Pigment Sword. The Pigment Sword is pretty good. Let me just so you can see everything that the Pigment Sword does. I just need to put this like this. So the Pigment Sword deals 123 damage and 144 strength. That is from when I maxed it. I mean, it's not maxed, but it's close to maxed. That's when you max it. Those are the stats of the Pigment Sword. It's special item ability or burning souls, as you can see right here. That's an ability when there are enemies nearby, when you right click, there will be like vortexes of flame that kill them. That does for 5 seconds. You can see 43,000 damage. Also, I forgot to mention, while you're holding the Pigment Sword, you get plus 400 intelligence, plus 300 intelligence that you can use to use them. But the Burning Souls, ability costs 400 mana, and this is a good sword. It is unlocked at farming collection pork chops, 50k. Although to craft you need 1.2 million pork chops, or 48 enchanted pork chops. So to craft it you need 48 enchanted pork chops and a stick. 48 enchanted pork chops are 1.2 million pork chops. So if you want to get the Pigment Sword, you're gonna have to grind. Also, the best pet that I know that is also cheap for the Pigment Sword is the Pigment Pet, which one epic gives pig minions to work 17.4% faster while on your island, and the Pork Master also ability, which gives the Pigment Sword extra damage and strength. The higher level the Pigment Pet is, the more damage the Pigment Sword will deal. Next is the Midas Sword. The Midas Sword is the best sword in the game, besides mythic swords. You can only get it from either buying it in the auction or from the dark auction. Its special ability is greed, and when you how much money you spend on the sword determines how strong the sword will be. So, for example, if you spend 10 million on the sword, it's gonna be worth that much more. And the max level of greed is 50 million. So the best sword in the game, besides mythic swords, is the Midas Sword. When you spend 50 million on it and also used all the hot potato books and enchanted it fully and that. That's the Midas sword, and it is, as I said, the strongest sword beside mythic swords in Hypixel skyblock. The next sword is Aspect of the Dragon. The Aspect of the Dragon is a sword that you can only get by either buying it from the auction or by killing a dragon and getting a high ranking. That means that you have to deal a lot of damage to the dragon so you can get the sword. It is also on par with these two swords. It does also a lot of damage, and it costs pretty much. It costs a lot of money, but also do these two swords cost also money. The next item I'm going to focus on is the bow. The bow, the best bow is the besides dungeon bows is the Mosquito Ball, but it is very, very, very expensive. And if you just want a cheaper bow that's good, you can get the Rapid Runaz bow. I mean, doesn't have to be rapid. You can just get Runaz bow. It costs on the auction, if you want it maxed, 700,000 coins. If you don't, you can buy one without any enchantments for approximately 600,000 coins. It can shoot 3 arrows, and the side 2 arrows deal 40% of the original damage. The best reforge for it is Rapid, because it gives, as you can see, plus 10 strength and plus 75 crit damage. And if you don't have that much money to spend on it, there are 2 bows you can also get. There is the Savannah Bow, which is unlocked in the Acacia collection, the Forging Acacia collection. There is the Savannah Bow. It is fairly cheap. It's not that hard to make. You only need 3 enchanted string and 3 enchanted acacia wood. It deals 50 damage without anything, but it has a special attribute that makes it that all the damage that bow does is double. So if it does only 50 damage, it will actually do 100 damage, and if it does 100 damage, it's gonna do 200 damage because of that. And the next bow that I'll focus on, that's also pretty cheap, that I had for the majority of the playthrough, is the Ender Bow. The Ender Bow, as you can see, is not very good. It does plus 60 damage, and it has the ability Ender Warp, which for 50 mana it spawns an Ender Pearl that can be used to teleport somewhere. And it also, that Ender Pearl, if you hit a mob with it, or you hit right next to the mob, it will do a lot of damage. You can see on the ability, it costs 50 mana and its cooldown is 45 seconds. It is not that expensive to make. It is in the Ender Pearl collection, Ender Bow, and craft all you need is 12 enchanted Ender Pearls and some normal string. And that's it for the bows. Next, the axe. The best axe, if you don't have efficiency potions, or if you don't have haste potions, or you don't have a lot of money, the best axe is the jungle axe. It breaks multiple tree blocks with one hit. And I know everybody's gonna say the jungle axe isn't actually good, and it is not very good. There are better axes like the tree Capitator that destroys an entire tree in only one hit, but it is very, very expensive. Yeah, but the jungle axe isn't that expensive if you buy from the auction. I mean, it is also in the foraging jungle wood collection. It costs 3 enchanted jungle wood and 2 sticks. And it breaks multiple wood blocks when you hit it once. There is, as I mentioned, the tree Capitator, which does a lot. I mean, it cuts down an entire tree, and it is very good. It's the best axe in the game, and the best axe for foraging in the game. But it is also very expensive. And the next and the last item, items I'm going to focus on is the armor. The best armor in the game, besides mythic armor, dungeon armor, is the tier. I don't know what the highest tier is. I think it's 10 or 12. The tier 10 or 12 perfect armor. I have it only tier 5 and 6. It gives the most defense. As you can see, I have 1000 defense right now and 650 health. And it gives the most defense, but it's not very good for offense. It costs a lot. That's why I have so many diamond minions. It's in the mining diamond collection. At the end, you have perfect boots, perfect leggings, perfect chestplate, and perfect helmet. That all cost like you're gonna craft normal diamond armor, but with enchanted diamond blocks. Which to craft you need enchanted diamonds, which you can craft by placing normal diamonds. If you want this armor, you're going to have a lot of diamond minions, or just well, that's the only way. You can't mine that many diamonds. To make it, you're gonna need to play. If every minion you have is a diamond minion, you're gonna need a few weeks to make the perfect armor, and like a few months to make it max. I'm not that invested in the perfect armor. I just have a few diamond minions, and I have tier 5 and tier 6. That's the best armor besides dungeon armor for defense. And the best offensive armor and the best armor in general is the superior armor. The superior armor is the armor that you can get by killing a superior dragon or by crafting it from superior dragon fragments. It is an armor just like perfect armor, except it doesn't focus on defense and health. It focuses on damage. And when you have it, and when you put on the entire set, you get a lot of crit chance and crit damage. Crit chance and crit damage are these stats here under the blue stats. Crit chance is the chance that when you hit a mob, it will crit. That means when you hit a mob, that the damage will be multiplied. And the crit damage is how much the damage when you get a hit will be multiplied by. That's the best way. The superior armor is the best way to get crit chance, and the other way is to just get a high combat level. As you can see, you can get 0.5% more crit chance by every combat level, which takes a lot of time. But if you're dedicated enough, you can get a high combat level, and you're not going to need perfect armor. But if you don't have a high combat level, or not a high enough combat level, the perfect armor is the best way to crit mobs and do a lot of damage to mobs. The perfect armor focuses on keeping you alive long enough to kill the mobs, and the superior armor focuses on you killing the mobs before they kill you. So that's been another one of my videos, and until next time, see you later.